Now, this week, there was a historic meeting between Joe Biden and Australian opposition leader Anthony Albanese. Let's have a look at this exclusive footage of the U.S. president giving advice to the alternate prime minister for the upcoming election.
Look. Just don't fist it for the brisket, man.
No, I get it, Joe, but they keep bugging me, you know? Like, I'm just scared if I keep talking, I'm gonna blow it, just like Bill did.
Just jog up to the podium and you use your fuzzwords, man. Climate change, snowball warming, trench jingles. You know, my good friend Barack Obama, he talked the details. Don't interrupt me again. I'm the Pringle of the United States, goddammit.
No, I understand, Joe, but please, teach me your ways. I want to learn everything, down to the last detail, please. Joe? He really is a political mastermind.
Oh, wait, sorry. That was just a little bit of the latest political cartoon satire from Pauline Hanson's One Nation. But it is really hard to tell the difference, because you may think this is a bit of exaggeration, a bit of comic relief, but, well, take a look at the real president or Pringle of the United States looking straight at the Secretary of Defense and calling him the Secretary of State.
Reason why, when the Secretary of State asked me if I'd send another 12,000 troops along to the United States, I said, yeah, from the United States.
The president also said he'd been to Iraq and Afghanistan 38 times.
Second time I flew in, I've been in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan about 40 times, 38 times.
Well, actually, he's been 21 according to official records, but who's counting? Anyway, then things got really scary, because since the beginning of the conflict in Ukraine, Joe Biden's remaining last brain cells have been making it clear that there would be no engagement from the United States that might put troops or pilots in direct contact with Russian forces, for what should be some pretty obvious reasons. Well, bad news, guys. It may be time to file plans for a fallout shelter with the council and start digging. Because listen to what the president said to these troops from the storied 82nd Airborne Division.
Also, the average citizen. Look at how they're stepping up. Look at how they're stepping up. And you're going to see when you're there, and some of you have been there, you're going to see women, young people standing in the middle in front of a damn tank, just saying, I'm not leaving. I'm holding my ground. They're incredible.
When you're there. It sounded like he was telling the airborne troops they were heading for Ukraine. Now, the White House quickly had to do a cleanup in the Pringles aisle, saying it was a gaffe and that no, troops were not going to Ukraine. Well, thank God for small mercies. But none of this was helped by the president going off and saying that Russia again needed regime change overnight. Only then to have the White House have to clear that one up too and say, no, we are not calling for regime change. But the fact of the matter is that Joe Biden has made this entire crisis through his words and deeds worse, acting weak when he should have been strong, and then bumbling his way into a tough guy act that could make a bad situation exponentially worse. Remember when Biden caught hell from Vladimir Zelensky after he said that if Russia made a, quote, minor incursion into Ukraine, it might not be a big deal? This was, frankly, in diplomatic terms, about as bad as when in 1950, then Secretary of State Dean Acheson appeared to give North Korea the green light to invade the South. And anyway, is it any better or worse than him saying that the use of chemical weapons would, well, just have a look.
We would respond. We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use.
If I was Vladimir Putin, frankly, I'd think I was playing chess while the other guy was playing tiddlywinks. The fact is, America and the world enjoyed 4 years of relative peace when Donald Trump was in office. But history and current events suggest that when the Clintons, Obamas, and now the Bidens are running the show, Putin runs rampant. Is it the Democrat urge to weakness and appeasement that is the cause? Or is it the way they have all enriched themselves with speaking fees and foundation donations from Moscow-related entities? As the authors of Fallout, Nuclear Bribes, Russian Spies, and the Washington Lies that enriched the Clinton and Biden dynasties, Seamus Bruner and John Solomon pointed out recently, Biden's family and its partners got hooked up with the former mayor of Moscow's family, who sent at least $3.5 million to a company co-founded by Hunter Biden. Thanks to the Hunter Biden laptop, we know that the Russian oligarch behind that money may have invested upwards of $200 million in other Biden-linked entities, and that Joe Biden personally benefited from his son's business dealings. And this is all before Biden was named Obama's point man in Ukraine. That's a lot of money, all right, and the Ukrainian people aren't the only ones paying off the debt.